Hello and welcome back to Let's Supreme Ghost Thief. Today we are going to play Calendra's Legacy, the first mission called A Meeting with Basso. So we're just going to go ahead and get started here. New game, Garrett, Calendra's Legacy.
Stealing the silks of Jordal from those freaks at the Lilac Society was a major pain. If I'd known getting a little leg was going to cause me so much trouble, I'd have said to hell with it. True, my night with Mercedes wasn't exactly without reward, but I decided before dawn that it was time to teach her a little lesson. No honor among thieves. I don't blame her for making me do all the dirty work. I'd have done the same thing in her position, and she'd probably have done the same thing in mine. Earlier today, I leaked word of the Silix to several ears, and I've already got a buyer lined up for tonight. This thing is hot. The client is an old crone, and a member of the aristocracy, a certain Duchess Sudomsa. I've arranged the drop on familiar turf at the Black Die, a pub I've used for business in the past. I like it because it offers several possible escape routes if anything should go wrong, which seems to happen with annoying frequency these days. I'll be traveling light because wearing an arsenal to meet a rich client? Well, it's bad taste. Well, Basso has agreed to deliver some extra equipment to a rented room, in case shit happens. I just need to meet Basso, tell him where to drop my stuff, and rent a room at the Old Widow Inn. It's time to make last night pay off.
Alright, so there we are. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who gave positive feedback on my first video, Calendra's Cistern, and anyone who commented on the forums and encouraged me to keep going with this because I'm very much intending to. As you saw in the video, this campaign, all three missions, are pretty much a direct sequel to Calendra's Cistern, so it fits well in with the story. It can basically be looked at as an extension of the first mission. If I sound a little bit different today, I apologize. I've been having a flu for a couple of days and it's still stuck in my throat, so I'm the same person even though I might sound different right now, but hopefully my voice will last through this video. This shouldn't be too long of a mission. This is really a prologue mission to the main mission, which is number 2. So I'm imagining maybe 2.5 hours, something like that at most. So here we have the objectives. Let's go ahead and go through those. You are getting ready for a job tonight, so be discreet. This means no human kills and no failed attempts at thievery. If you are up to no good and someone sees or hears you, it's game over. Before anything else, meet Basso at Murkbell Gate. It is out of the rain, and you can instruct him on where to deliver your equipment later tonight. Make your way to the Old Widow, rent a room, and when you are settled in, catch some sleep before tonight's job. The best thieves are ghosts, no knockouts. So some of the objectives here are ghost objectives. We can't knock anybody out, which we can't anyway due to the ghost rules. And we can't be seen doing something that would reveal that we are a thief, basically. So that means breaking in anywhere we're not supposed to be, picking any pockets, not getting caught doing that. Stealing loot, for example, we can't do any of those things and get caught, but we're not planning on doing that anyway. So there really isn't that much for us to do here following the objectives. It's just meeting Basso and getting to our room. No loot requirement. Make note of that. So we will, any loot that we get will be bonus. So we'll take a look at that. This mission is possible to Plain Ghost, it's possible to Supreme Ghost. It's not possible to Perfect Supreme, but you can Perfect Thief it. You can get all the loot and ghost it, but I'm not going to do that because I play by regular, or I play by Supreme Ghosting rules, not regular Ghost. So I will skip a little bit of loot, not much, I think a total of 26 loot. So I'll take probably about 99% of the loot, but there's a few items I have to skip, so we'll take a look at that as we get to it. Okay, so we start with the blackjack, a compass, the Silex, and our lockpicks. We don't need any items for sale, and we're not allowed to buy anything either from the loadout screen. So we're just going to go ahead and start playing. Okay, I always head down here because there are several pedestrians and 2 guards that roam the streets. Just like in Calendra's cistern, the guard outside the collector's house, there are the 2 guards that walk here. They don't react to us normally. They don't second alert, they don't first alert, but they do give settling remarks. So, just like I explained for that video, I do not consider that a bust for Supreme, but I like to avoid it to the best of my ability. So, that's why I headed down here, to stay out of the visible areas for now. Let's go ahead and take a look at, well, we went through what we were carrying already. Nothing else here. Nope. Let's go ahead and take a look at our map. So if anyone has played the mission Autumn and Lampfire Hills, the area to the south here, I believe, is a slight overlap from that mission, from the map from that mission. So Lampfire is to the south of us. So we are on the border between Lampfire and Murkbell. Murkbell is to the east, so Lampfire kind of ends here. So this is where we start. So we have a canal and an underground sewage system that is not visible on the map here. We have the ocean to the left, where it says that dangerous undertows this time of year. So if we enter the ocean, we'll actually be pulled under. So we don't need to delve or go in there at all. There's a drawbridge and a gate. The drawbridge is here, that opens automatically. And the main gate to Murkbell is right here. And close to that, we're going to meet Basso, as you see. You have an inn, which we can't get into, but it has a garden outside. We have cliffs and hills, where we're going to spend some time. A small cottage. This is called Arkhyn's Way. And we have a couple of guard posts in here. And Grendel Court, and this is Mercedes' apartment. So this is where we ended in Calendra's cistern. So we're not too far away from that now. We've left her house in the early morning, middle of the night, something like that. And we've taken the Silex, so she's not very happy with us. So this even shows that it's to Calendra's cistern. This is just jotting down the objectives, and this is the Old Widow Inn. So this is where we're going to end up tonight. So we're going to rent our room there. So this is Murkbell, this little quarter of the section here. We have St. Luca, which is, I believe, a cathedral or a church we can't get into. We have a barn that we can get into, and then we have the police fort. It's always fun to enter and steal things from a police fort. It's kind of entering into the lion's den. And that we're going to do. There is one guard there that has a tendency to get stuck, so I'm going to hit the fort as soon as I get into Murkbell. The first time I enter Murkbell, I'm going to go in there. Okay, I think that's it. So, let me go ahead and drop down to the river here. Okay. Over here is a water arrow if you need it. I like to show you guys all the equipment and all the loot, as always. There you saw a guard. There's a female guard and a male archer, I think. I just want to make sure she doesn't give a first alert. Or a settling remark. No. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to start by mantling up this boat and head up this ladder right here. Okay. Okay, good. You can drop down without taking damage and without getting hurt by the flame. There's a fire arrow here as well if you need it. Okay, this is... We're now right here. I think this is Keeper Lauren's flat. It's one of the keepers that are staying in Lampfire. Up here is a holy water vial, if you need that. Up here is a key, which you can take from the outside, but we now went in another way. So we're going to pick that up. We have to use that to leave and to... oh no, we can't relock the door. I'll explain that in a little bit. Okay, here's a loaf. Since this is a Thief 2 mission, obviously you can pick up food. I think there's a 33% chance, or maybe it's 25%, of regaining health if you eat food in Thief 2. Okay. Keeper Lauren. Yeah, that's what I thought. I hope this tiny flat is adequate for your brief stay in Lampfire Hills. Whatever conclusions you come to about the girl's imprudent trust, remember she is young, as I was. Nevertheless, her apartment was cleared immediately. My humble advice is that this may yet be salvaged, providing Garrett is more clever than we once were. Keeper Venshaw. Okay. Yeah, this tome I'm not going to read now. I'm going to bring it with me, because we need that once we enter Arkhyn's tomb. Basically, a bunch of clues on how to get through the tomb, and I want to show you those clues as we go through it. Old Book of Tales. Once upon a time, when the city was once a cluster of huts, there was a boy named Arkhyn. Arkhyn loved magic tricks and practiced every day. Eventually, his sleight of hand was good enough to fool even fellow charlatans. But Arkhyn desired real power, and when he picked the pocket of a warlock and a scroll of spells fell into his possession, Arkhyn's dream of power became a reality. Many long scrolls and longer years later, the young man's blooming talent at sorcery promoted him to several lofty halls of influence. One was that of the city's founding fathers. Arkhyn married and established the old quarter, Lampfire Hills, in the district of Murkbell. But eventually his corruption was discovered, and the founding fathers threw him down. Only after the dreadful rumor spread that Arkhyn had committed unspeakable acts against his own kin was he finally arrested and thrown into the city's deepest spell-warded prisons. As time passed, the founding fathers died and a new council came to rule the spreading districts of the city. Arkhyn, still well known for his gift in sorcery and divination, found himself approached by youthful members of the council who were anxious to increase their holdings. And so a deal was struck. In exchange for his infernal tutoring, several members of the council agreed to provide Arkhyn with a tomb somewhere in the several districts he had originally helped form, and further allow him to retreat to that tomb before he died. This was specifically against the wishes of the chief wizard of the city at that time, a mighty man for good named Klatremus. Klatremus had long been Arkhyn's rival, but when the evil mage was given his wish to build a tomb, Klatremus disappeared, and it was said that he used his final days to prepare a secret and impenetrable vault to withhold certain lore from Arkhyn's evil mind. It was thus that Arkhyn labored with his spells to carve out a tomb of such hideous cunning and treacherous design that none should be able to traverse it without joining him forever in its cramped and eternally dark halls. In the meantime, he continued to advise the foolish council members. Then, when his lair was complete, he sealed their fate with poison and crept deep into the vaults of his final haunt. Police, armed guards, even members of the city's several wizard guilds made attempts to enter the tomb. None were heard from again. Legend has it, Arkhyn transmuted his own flesh into living death and stalked about for several centuries as a lich, terrorizing the city every decade or so. Finally, even Arkhyn's powerfully enchanted remains were no longer able to support him, and he disappeared forever into his devilish lair, counting on the horrors of his many traps to keep him safe through the eons, while he waits to disintegrate slowly into dust. Of Arkhyn's tomb little is known, and what may be related is as likely folklore as truth. Still, legends of a rich treasure persists, for during Arkhyn's lichdom he was known to have wrested several extravagant items from fools who fought rather than ran, a jeweled sword and magical necklace among them. Even more fantastic is the notion that the lich fitted his own eye sockets with great gems capable of bestowing horrific defensive spells on his skull in the event that his body fell to eventual decay. One sage maintains that if Arkhyn's jeweled skull is approached too closely, the gems will silently begin sucking the interloper's soul away. Still another legend purports the Lich's lair was sealed with a golden key that, if ever used, will summon his ghost back from whatever strange planes it wanders. Does the ancient Lich still haunt his tomb? Is the treasure just a lure to bring unwitting fools death? Where does the tomb even rest? Though it is thought to lie near the boundaries of Lampfire Hills and Murkbell, no one is sure, or if they are sure, they aren't saying. Even if it could be found, tales abound of confusing passageways that play tricks on the mind, firebolts, spear traps, teleportation snares, and strange archways filled with mist. Worse yet, one legend goes so far as to claim that the tomb is sentient, that it can adjust itself, change its own passageways and traps to confuse and serve doom. Regardless of these legends, perhaps one day an extraordinary adventurer or thief, armed with a plentiful stock of holy water, will survive the dreadful challenges of Arkhyn's tomb, slay the Lich, and bring whatever treasures lie in the cold hellish pit to light. So that was the background story of Arkhyn's tomb, of course, and like I said, the valuable old tome we will need in order to get through that. We can enter and take most of the loot in there, all within Supreme Rules. We can even leave successfully within Supreme Rules. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and head a little north and then east down to Mercedes' apartment and this alley and everything. Now, one thing I want to say before we enter the streets is that there are random lightning strikes which will shine up pretty much everything in the streets unless you are far away from open areas. If that happens, I'm likely to get caught and might many times just have to reload because of it. So I'm going to reload pretty frequently here, so I'm going to go ahead and make our first real save. Okay. So you notice there that that key disappeared when you unlocked it. So obviously we can't relock it then, even though we should relock it. But if keys disappear, you are excused. If it's not possible to relock something, then you don't have to. Some players like that when keys disappear. I kind of don't, because it doesn't feel as supreme to me as if I was able to return it. There's Mercedes, by the way. Right up here. There are two places in the mission that you can see Mercedes, but she'll disappear now. Okay. Here's a scroll that we can read. I can't find the eyes, Mortimer. It's like they no longer exist. We know they were scattered from the Black God's tomb, but all our leads turn up blind alleys. I'm tired, Mortimer. I'm also cold and ill and out of money. I fear I'm going to have to come home empty-handed again, and this might be for real. Truth is, I might not weather the journey, so here's what I know. The first eye is referenced in St. Trinit's manuscript as a bait of some kind. It says, the damned crave it, and know when it's nigh, whatever that means. The second eye has only one cryptic passage relating to it in any of the old scrolls. A rose from the grave, this blossom bleeds red, cut for the vampire, its slave, the dead. Lastly, I shuddered to mention what I learned of the final orb. Like a starving wretch, it knows only hunger, and feeds on the souls of men, though I presume women and children as well. To own it is to succumb until it meets the other two in a setting of gold. All quotations taken from the Book of Ith. Silently it draws off the soul, as one text says, until its beauty alone adorns the husk of the wearer. We can be somewhat certain this passage refers to the final orb, the Eye of the Lich. I have nothing about location on the first two eyes, only that the last might have once been owned by a wizard named Arkhyn, who lived in this city long ago. The other two might still be in the jungles for all I know, so you'll have to carry on, Mortimer. Somehow, you'll just have to, Dr. Benjamin. All those gemstones we are able to get in the second mission, Midnight in Murkbell. Okay, so this is the entry to, you can see the building has interior areas here in the window. This is the entry to flat 2A. This is a locked door. There's loot inside, and I would like to get that, but let's go ahead and see what happens once we try to pick the lock on this door.
Oh, noise!
So that's the first alert. Not allowed for Supreme. And it came from this guard right here. Now I'm going to reload later, but I just wanted to show you what's going on. He makes a little patrol as soon as we enter to kind of check out the door. That I would say is allowed for Supreme, that little scripted patrol, but picking the lock on the door is not. Okay, now he has a key that we can pick. If we head up here, there's a sleeping guard. On the floor next to him is a stack of copper coins worth 2. There's also a cheese if you need it. The key that you picked opens this door, and this is flat 2A. So the key disappears. You don't have to. You can't return it. So we can't get in here, and we have to skip those 2 golds and that stack of copper coins for Supreme. It's our first skipped loot. However, we can get into the flat in a different way, and I'll spend quite a bit of time later doing that. But for now, I'll skip it. Okay. So there's the balcony leading to flat 2A, where you saw Mercedes earlier. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stack a couple of objects here. A boulder and 2 crates should be enough. And you can then jump up and mantle up the balcony. And that should give us access to the gold inside, to the loot. But I'm not going to do that until I've found the objects needed. I think this guy has a purse. Yeah.
Oh, you stink. Quit loitering around, you flea bag, or I shall have you incarcerated.
Okay. That's our first pickpocket. Purse worth 3.
Your lady friend is gone. Went away with dark men. Stole something, did you? Bad choice. Headed for danger now. The Trixie tells me 3 stones in gold will show you your destiny. Ha ha!
Okay. So here, we can't get through here, but this is the area where Mercedes was ambushed at the end of Calendra Cistern, if you remember that, in High Watch. And this is the way to her apartment. Just gonna check the gamma. No, it looks good. The colors just look a little bit off. Oops. Compared to normal. I'm not sure why. Okay. So first picked lock. We can't relock that door. Okay. In here you have a letter from Mercedes. I should have known better than to trust you, Garrett. Maybe now this room is as empty as your heart, Mercedes. I think there's there's a water arrow in the pool if you need that. Or in the hot tub, I guess. And then behind this cabinet here is a pair of coins worth 5, total 8. I don't think there's anything else in here. Let me just yeah. Reward, Lost Cat. See Bob Grenadine at the Black Die. Most amazing archaeological discoveries now on display. Peacock Club. I can't really read what it says. Okay, I think he's gonna see me. He has broadhead arrows, by the way, if you are into pickpockets. And there's the other patroller.
Stupid. It's probably just some rookie.
Yeah. So there you have it. She's not supposed to alert, but she gives the first alert anyway. So this area is a little bit tricky. I think I'm just going to go ahead and hang back until they pass. Yeah, this I should be good here. I think I'm in a perfect shadow. So while we wait, let's talk a little bit about this campaign. In my mind, Calendra's Legacy is the best campaign ever made for Thief, of the ones that I've played anyway. And I think that Mission 2, Midnight in Murkbell, which is the main mission of this campaign, is the best mission ever made for any Thief game in any way, counting original missions or fan missions. In my opinion, it's the most complete, the biggest, most entertaining mission. If you just look at the one mission alone, compare it to any other standalone mission or any mission part of a campaign, for me it's the one that comes out on top. In my mind, it just has everything that a fan mission could have and should have.
Time we cleared up those cesspools of filthy tappers.
This is a good mission too, but it's a little bit short, and the fact that there is no loot requirement, I think, makes it a little bit not useless, but it's very, very quick to finish if you want to. You can finish this mission in under 10 minutes if you know how, and there's a lot more to it. So I think that Purah, the author, should have implemented a small loot requirement in order to force the player into areas that he doesn't need to go, but that makes him at least experience parts of the mission that you won't find if you just go straight to the end. Okay, here we are. Okay. So that one guy had broadheads for, if you want to pick those. This woman has a purse with 2 loot. Wow. And she has arrows if you need those. Okay. So we are going to head on top of the fence, the border between Lampfire and Murkbell. There's a piece of loot there that I want, so I'll go up and get that right now. There is a... Yes, I was about to
Show
say...
yourself and
There's a patroller up there that we were very unlucky with the timing. So we're just going to have to wait for her to pass.
Who's there?
She's not supposed to make a loop, but... Just have to wait her out, I guess. The third mission in this campaign, A Winter's Eve, I think is a very overlooked mission. I think it's not as good as Midnight in Murkbell, but it's a very, very solid mission. It's very difficult, by the way. Probably the most difficult one out of all the Calendra missions. Okay, yeah, she's... I should have gone over there when she went over there, but I guess I can try to sprint over there while she's turning around. So this lever operates the main gate into Murkbell. We're not going to use that way. Okay, there's supposed to be a door there, but it frequently disappears. This guy was the guy that was practicing on the training dummy outside. He has a scripted response when we enter this room to come up the stairs and look around. There are a few of those throughout this mission. So again, this is not because we're caught, it's just because we're in an area that triggers the script. Okay. Let's see. This chest right here holds a gold... Okay, I don't know what that was all about. Did he stop now? He did. Huh. Okay.
This isn't standard procedure.
I don't know what he's reacting to there. Obviously, we didn't change anything that would would cause him to give a remark like that. I thought he responded to me picking the lock. That's why I went down there. Okay, stack of... No, not stack. Gold nugget. Worth 50. Total 60 gold. Okay.
Someone thinks
What?
this is fun.
Look here! Show yourself and...
She has 3 more broadheads, by the way, and the other footlocker here is a gas arrow, if you need that. I'm noticing already that the sound doesn't propagate properly.
That time we cleaned up those cesspools of filthy taverns. And every one of them would buy or sell. Cooked through Susan in the kitchen. Show yourself and report.
So this guard alerts normally. She gives first alerts and settling remarks. I wish that they all just did that.
I don't like seeing things I don't know.
How does she see me there? Okay. So this vine here works just like a ladder. So you can attach it from the top and head down. And we are safe. Let's head down here and quickly move over to a safe spot. Here, okay. This is a good place to make a real save. Okay. Let's continue. This woman has a key. It's a garden gate key is the label for it. We need to enter the garden, but we don't need the key, so I'm going to leave her be. Danger! Seasonal undertows. Keep children and pets away from water's edge. Down here in the water are 3 water arrows. It's right down. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you can barely see it. This guy has a purse with 1 gold, total 61. Alright, there's nothing in this area, so let's go ahead and mantle up the generator, and mantle up here. Over here is an apple, another food item if you need that. And up here is the garden that I talked about. There's a gate on the east side that responds to the key that I said the woman was carrying. But we can get up into this window pretty easily. If we open the door halfway, mantle up it, and then we can mantle up here if we do it right. Like that. And then we don't need to take the key in the first place. I like to avoid picking pockets if unless it's loot, if I can.
Nice view.
There's a moss arrow in the garden, and there's also a piece of loot, a gold goblet worth 5, total 66. That's all. Okay, let's drop down to this and close this thing. Alright, continuing. So now we've covered this area. We've gone in and taken the loot above the gate. We didn't meet Basso yet. I'm going to do this a little bit later. But I didn't want to cross this open lit area here because the two guards that are in this area will give settling remarks, and like I said, I would try to avoid that as much as I can, just in order to supreme the mission as much as possible. We've taken all the loot in this area, and there's one more piece of loot here before we head on into the tomb, actually. If you mantle up this rock, you can actually jump across here and mantle up on the other side, like that. And here's a ring worth 100, total 166. Jump over here, and all the way across to the other side. And in the corner here is a water arrow. We are going to pick that up. It's a single water arrow that we will actually need, and it will not bust supreme. To get back down here, I think we have to slide down like that, yes. Okay, this is the entrance to Arkhyn's tomb. And this piece of rubble we will need several places. So we're going to need it in the tomb, so we'll bring it with us. Okay.
Better watch my step around here.
Let's drop the rock here. So this is the entrance to Arkhyn's tomb. Now, let me read the first part of the tome for you. My Last Riddle by Arkhyn H. I have no doubt that in due time this volume and any excerpts copied from it will become both rare, very rare, and valuable. Perhaps some keeper will shelve it away in hopes that fools of the world will be safe. Regardless of such precautions, this text has now fallen into thy hands. Read on, good Claude, and I shall lead thee dutifully to a treasure most rich, and a fate most deserving, Arkhyn. What must be found first is the entrance. As any good dolt, thou shalt rummage in the cliffs near Lampfire Hill's northern reach. There did I dig my grave with spells most profound, and carve upon the lintel a warning to all who trespass. The secret of the flame shall open the way, and move the earth with some complaint. The donkey may now enter. So, we have traveled to the northern parts of Lampfire Hills, and the warning is right here. Arkhyn's tomb, wide as the maw, and many fools have entered. And fire would lead the way, it said. So you see that torch? That needs to be lit for this boulder to move out of the way. So we need a fire arrow, which you can find right up here. So grab that. Using the fire arrow in itself is not a bust to supreme. There's no talk of fire arrows. Now, there is an opportunity to bust supreme another way here. This lantern on the floor will break if we shoot the fire arrow too low. So make sure to use it pretty high up. There. Okay. Now, this is why we have the water arrow, because I'm going to go ahead and put this torch out right away. That won't shut the door. There's another way to shut the door that I'll explain. But using the fire arrow and using the water arrow is not a bust to supreme. If we had removed the light source that was there in the first place, then it would have been a bust. But the water arrow is used to cover tracks, so that's perfectly in aligned with the supreme rules. Now, we will need to close this door later. And in order to do that and also escape, I will place this boulder to prevent the door from closing. You can sort of push it into the corner here. This looks right. Yeah, if you wedge the rock as good as you can between the door frame and the boulder itself, when the door closes a little bit later, it should prevent it from closing so fast that we can run out and jump across. Here's a holy water vial, by the way, if you want that. Go ahead and jump across it. I think that should be good. I think so, anyway. Okay. Let's go ahead and enter. Alright, let's continue our reading. Thy first test is underfoot and to the left. Thou shalt feel a heel when thou hearest the stone sing behind thee. Then thy soul shall burn thy back or sear thy face when the second plate is served. For he who eats fire spits it also. Lay a stone wisely to avoid further flames. Ye've entered the second chamber, but wait. Here's the first lesson if thou wilt learn. Retracing steps will cost thee dearly on the third, for I have no patience with the lackwit. So what this means is that there are two pressure plates that's coming up here. The first one is right here, and if we step on that, when the pressure plate goes back up, the door will close out there. So we have to jump across that now. That's how we're going to close the door later when we leave. Because we need to close the door since it can close. But we're not going to do it now, so I'm going to jump across that one. It's right here. I don't know if you can really tell, but it is there, trust me. There's another pressure plate up here that will shoot a fire out of that mouth of that statue, and I believe out of the mouth of that. So you'll get it from both angles. So we have to jump over that one too. There. Perfect. Okay. So now we're at our first clue. Now the arch of purple mist. If thou be colorblind, thy doom is nigh. Follow low the sun's good color as it sinks. Then make obeisance twice to the last, an homage to the ocean for its power to slay the sun. So, follow low the sun's good color as it sinks. So, first the sun is yellow, then it's red, and then you're going to make obeisance twice to the last, which is the ocean. So that's two blue. So it's yellow, red, and then blue, blue. There we go. That's it. So now we got teleported to a room with 4 doors. And let's go ahead and read to see what we need to do here. The Fool in the Box, or a room with 4 doors. The nitwit goes to find the key, but alas is too slow to return from fumbled greed. The witless trades time for life and is abruptly schooled in the first lesson. The egghead meets a blade and nothing more. The simpleton takes the nitwit well in hand and leaves greed behind. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't refer to all the doors, but it refers to a few. Let's see here. This one should be obvious. There's a bunch of bones and stuff in front of it, so there's a trap here. I'm just going to show you what happens when you actually pick it. There's a water arrow here, by the way, if you need that. So there you go. So obviously not one that we want to open. And there's nothing in there. There's just a wall with arrow traps. Okay. I believe this one is the one that we are going to use to proceed. Yeah. So that is the one that we're going to leave open because we're going to go through there later. This one right here, when we unlock it, will teleport us back to the exit with the boulder. So that we are going to use, but not right now. And this one right here is also pickable and leads to the area that was mentioned in the book. No. Okay, I was mistaken. So that was the door that teleported us to the entrance. So this is the door that we need to pick open then. There. Okay. So, here's a key, which we need. Silver crypt key. Behind this pedestal is a speed potion, which should hint to something. And then we have a statue. If we take the statue, which is worth 20, then we will trigger a trap that will cause the ceiling over here to start lowering. You can run and scoot under the lowering ceiling and get out without using the speed potion and taking the statue. I won't do that right now because triggering a trap is not allowed for Supreme, so we have to skip this piece of loot. But you can do it. But that's what the book referred to, saying that if you're greedy or something, then you get killed. But if you leave that behind, then you won't trigger a trap and you will not get killed. So, now we have the key and that's all we need. Let's close that door. Okay, let's read on. The simpleton must know the first lesson well as he enters his hall, lest the cost of schooling put him under. Then look to the bones and stay to the north, for doing so will show both the danger of thy path and the lever to move thy fate. Here is the second lesson if thou wilt learn. Be wary of any face that greets thee from this point on. Okay, so that will be right up here. So it said that there was a bone. This bone will lead the way. If you flip that, this will lower, and that will reveal a new path. So it talks about north. We are not going to go north. I will go down there to show what's there. But this is also a trap. You can tell by all the body parts lying scattered about. So this looks like a tiara, a piece of loot, but it's not. So I'm going to stand right here and fob that and see what happens. Okay. If you stand in that area, you are able to avoid all the web traps, and you do not fall down as well. But triggering those traps are not allowed for Supreme. Enter not, fool, for the body of the Lich rests before you, and he yet wears the mighty necklace of firebolts. If you trigger this, I think you actually start... Oh, I'm not really sure what that does, but... Anyway, there are a couple of pieces of loot and that thing, which you don't have to trigger, of course. Let me show you again. That is loot, and I know there's one more piece of loot, isn't there? Yeah, the mask. There, those three you can take. There's a healing potion, I think, on the side. Yep, right here. But you can't take those, you have to skip those loot, which is only, we're only talking about 3 loot. They're only worth 1 each. The statue was worth 20, and the 2 loot from the stack of copper coins in outside flat 2A we also have to skip. So we've skipped 25 so far. So I'm going to reload and just walk right back. So that's all because of triggering of traps not being allowed for Supreme. Okay. So now it said that we had to be wary of all faces from this point on. And let's read on. So this is about the part that we just skipped. The floating crown, or a sticky situation. A fool's gold for a counterfeit king. You'll not learn my lessons, it seems. The second one might have saved thee. Instead, thou shalt strike a spider's fancy and drop from sight. Or enter the crypt with luck, but know the choker of gold will bite thee from behind. So that's if you take the actual necklace, you will get choked by the firebolt. What? The bones have shown more? Be glad of the second lesson now, or thy end will find thee. Choose one side or the other, and walk a while with the living. The center path gifts only immediate death. Soon thou shalt reach 2 arches filled with mist. Here is the third lesson if thou wilt learn. I will not lie to thee. Now choose which arch to seal thy fate. So we cannot walk in the middle here. We get struck by another trap. And here are the 2 arches of mist. This is not the way. I watched the only way. So this is the way to go. This one I think will lead to a room full of gas that'll kill you slowly. Yeah, there we go. Okay. If you open this door, you will spawn a spider. You will actually teleport to the inside of the door, and then a spider will spawn, and there's a water arrow here if you need it. We don't need any of that at all, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip that. Okay. There is a trigger or a pressure plate on one of the steps that you want to jump past. Otherwise, that floor panel will disappear. And that is a triggering of a trap, not allowed for Supreme, but we don't have to do that. Okay, here we can use our first key. And the key disappeared, so we don't have to return that. Okay. And here your path ends, foolish mortal. For all the traps you have passed, and yet the golden key has evaded you. Return to the crypts below, and return only when you have located the spindle of gold. Okay, let's read a little bit more. Walk lightly now, most lightly, and be wary of thy steps. Sign of death will mark the spots to avoid. The running man will perish. The leaping man will live, for if thou see a spider, thy confusion will be justified. Only the silver key will show thee more. So that's what we just did. We leapt across the pressure plate and the stairs, and we avoided the trap. The lock undone, or the beginning of the end. What sad news! There is more to find. Once the silver key flees thy hand, thy eyes must open like never before. And though it contradicts the lesson I taught thee first, thou must tread from where ye've come, and travel what once was perilous at best. Read well the clue upon the stone, for thou shalt see it only once before the test. Okay. So we have to head back, jump over the step. Well, that is not what we wanted to do. Like I said, jump over the step. That. Yep. And then go back through this red mist. And now there's a different plaque here. 3 fates await thee. Thy right hand's touch will seal thy tomb forever, or grant the path whose opening gifts a golden ring. The foremost lock must be loosed at once, but the second lock no good thing will bring. Okay. So here we have a room with 3 chests. The right one will hold a ring worth 50, total 216. It'll open the exit to this place. There's no way to reclose that door, so that stays open. The middle one, or the second one, will kill us. And this one needs to be picked, and it'll hold the gold key. There we go, gold crypt key. So now we're back outside where we triggered the bone, or flipped the bone. So we gotta go all the way back now. And we can use the gold key. There. Okay, so I'm gonna make a real save here. I'm gonna read that one first. Thou art skilled indeed, and doubtless a fool to have stepped on the threshold of your doom. Gaze upon that grinning skull before you, and retreat, for you have indeed summoned Arkhyn's ghost back to this dismal chamber. Wake his bones and seal your fate. Alright, that doesn't sound too pleasant. So let's peek around the corner here. Alright, this is the innermost tomb, or the innermost room of the tomb. Now, a few things about this room. There is an awful lot of loot in here. Most of the loot in the mission, well over 1,000, can be found in this room alone. The skull that you see in front works almost like an AI. It can actually detect you, and it's a matter of proximity. But also if you walk too fast or make too much sound, the skull will alert. He will show that he's alert by actually starting to float. He will rise up towards the ceiling and then start shooting at you. We cannot have that. He cannot move. If he moves, we have busted Ghost. We've busted Supreme as well. So we have to get all the loot in this room from the sides and from the front, from the back, without alerting him. The two most difficult objects will be the gems in his eyes, especially the gem in his left eye. That is very, very difficult to get. So I'm going to go around the room now and take this. We should have a total of 1398 when we're done with this room. So we have 216 right now. So I'm just going to move around and see what I can grab. And I'm going to move very slowly. Like I said, he can alert to us, so we might have to try this several times to get this going. Or to get it right all the way. So you can see that we're pretty lit up as well in here. There's a jar. Another jar. Another jar. There's a healing potion as well. We don't need that. It's just a matter of inching closer to the actual casket, leaning in and grabbing whatever you can. Okay, see there? Now he saw us. Or we were too close, or whatever. Again, okay. Alright. There's a necklace right in front of him that I need to take. I can't even reach it from there, so might have to take that from the side. Okay, that gem, that blue gem, is also difficult to get. So I'm going to move a little bit out of the way. If you move away for a little while and just wait on the side, you can actually approach a little bit easier. It's almost as if he settles down. There's also an invisible line from the corner of the casket over to the corner of that wall. If you cross that line, he will see you no matter what. Doesn't matter how long you've been in here. Okay, there's a bunch of coin stacks here. I'm going to try to take as many as I can of those. Oh, I could even take the blue gem there. That's good. That's one of the difficult parts. So it seems like there's a couple of pieces of loot on the back as well, and then the necklace and the 2 gems. I'm gonna save it there and just. I'm actually gonna make a real save right here. By the way, if you saw the rock in the corner, if you frob that, you will open a panel in the ceiling. It'll cause a bunch of rocks to fall down, and you can actually exit that area into Murkbell. There are a total of 5 ways into Murkbell, by the way. We've covered 2 so far. This, and going over the main gate, or even through the main gate, but that's counted as one. And I'll show you the other 3 later. Okay, I think I'm going to head to the back and get the loot there first. There's only 1 piece. Okay, saw me there. Alright, so now we've gotten all the loot, but the necklace and the 2 gemstones in the eyes. I've wondered if that bone on the casket is the one that actually detects you. Not 100%, but it might be. The best way I've found to do this is to lurk forward as slowly as you can. And lean in for every single little lurk and try to that did not work. Let's see. If you keep an inventory item in your active, then you can see if you are highlighting anything. There's the necklace. Okay. Okay, so I can get the necklace that way. There. This is exactly the way I did it last time, but I'm going to go ahead and just hang back a little bit. Just wait a little bit here. Alright, let's see if it works now. Yep. There, that highlighted. So we only have 1 more left. Okay. It seems like that bone even highlights for some reason. I don't want that. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Well, this does take a little trial and error here, so if it takes too long, I'm going to go ahead and annotate. I might just have to move back here and just wait for a little bit. I think I'm going to do that. There. To think that all of these missions, especially Calendra's Legacy, was made pretty much by one person, by Purah, is pretty astonishing. And I'm sure you had help, but like the initial information in the texts for the release says, it's his work, 80-90% of it. And unless you knew, obviously he's now become a game developer later, much as a result of the work on these missions. So it shows that you can get a good reward if you put in a lot of work, and these missions are incredible. That these all came from one person is in my mind one of the great accomplishments of the incredible Thief community that we have. I mean, there's a lot of missions that are very, very good out there, but I think this campaign stands out to me as something that's, I mean, it's better than commercial products. Many commercial products today are crap compared to this. Let's see if we can get this thing. It's that diamond. It's that one that always is most difficult. Well, this is the method that I've used before, folks. This is the one that I have always used to get all the loot in here within Supreme Rules. It doesn't seem like it works this time. I remember I fiddled around a lot with it like this last time, and suddenly, just after a certain amount of time had passed, I was able to take it. So I think that's just the, I think that's the main method. I feel I'm getting closer now than I was before. I don't know why. Let me go ahead and see if I can have any chance of reaching it from the front. I don't think so. Okay, let's do this. That's strange. There we go. Okay. There we got it. Perfect. So you see that that actually ends up becoming its own loot count in the inventory. It says 200 now, total 200. But if I scroll through the inventory, you see that we have a second loot total, 1198. So we have to add 200 to that. So we really have 1398 right now. Perfect. Good, so then we can get out of here. So there we have it. No alerts. Gotten all the loot. Left everything the way it was when we came. We used 2 keys, but we can't return those keys because they disappeared. So we should be good. Alright, we can't do that. It's difficult to jump in the middle of the steps like this. There we go. That's the best way. Okay. So let's head out of here. So that door we can't close. There. Okay, now which door was it? It wasn't that one. Is it the one that we haven't picked and the one without the skull? So, like I said, this one is the one that ends up teleporting us back. Okay? So, now there's a problem. Let me go back and show you. Oh, I don't think I actually had to ring those bells, but this is the door that we just opened, and it's left open. There's a healing potion in here, by the way, if you are in for collecting items. So we can't leave it open like that. Alright? So if we close it now, of course we can't leave. So in order to get back to the exit, we have to open the door again. So how do we leave this door closed but still teleport? Well, I tried a lot of different ways to figure this out. It's simpler than you think. I tried, if I stand here and open, I will disappear before blocking the door, so the door will still be left open. I thought about leaving something to block the door in front of it, but then you're back to square one. You still have to return the item that you leave there. So the only way to do this is to extremely quickly click the door twice. The game actually will register your double click, so it will close the door before you teleport. So I'll do that for you now. There, I clicked it twice. Let's go ahead and go back to take a look if it actually closed. There. There you go. That wasn't it. This is it. It's closed. All 4 doors are closed, which is what they were when we came. So we picked 3 of these locks. So we can reload, and we have closed that door successfully. Now we have to solve the biggest problem, which is getting out here while still closing the door behind us. In order to do that, we have to trigger the pedestal so that the door starts to close, and we have to run out quickly and jump over the boulder or jump over the rubble and get out successfully. This is difficult. This is the method that we have to use. So the rubble actually slows down the closing of the door. Enough for us to be able to get out. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to get out now. I think I'm stuck in the boulder itself. But that's the way. I've done this 3 or 4 times before, so it's not that difficult. It just takes a few tries. Oh, I didn't even trigger it. Okay. That was too late. You don't need a speed potion or anything, you just need to be fast and have a good time jump. So this is another area where I might need to annotate unless it just takes a few more tries. There we go. There we are. Excellent. Didn't need to annotate at all. Perfect. So that's the way it's done. You need that piece of rubble because it slows down the initial closing of the boulder, enough for you to get time to run past it. Perfect. So now we have taken all the loot. We've left everything the way it was originally, unless we can't close doors. We have put out the flame again, and we've closed the exit door. So let's go ahead and bring this boulder back and get back to business. So this I'm going to leave right here, because we need that in Murkbell. So I'm going to bring that with me. But now let's go ahead and meet Basso. All right. Okay, these two guards are going to give settling remarks. There's not really much we can do about that, but we can minimize it. We don't have to let lightning strikes give us away. They will see us once we enter the area by Basso, because lightning strikes are going to happen with fair frequency. Like that.
Garrett, I have to hurry. Genevieve is waiting at her mother's.
You're a real family man now, aren't you?
Where do you want me to leave your equipment?
I'll be at the Old Widow. It's a decent place with a rundown balcony room that overlooks a factory. The upside? It's got a private entrance, so you don't have to use the front door.
Okay, Garrett. I'll drop the items off after midnight.
Be on time.
Trust me.
All right. So now we have completed that objective. Before anything else, meet Basso at Murkbell Gate. So we've given him the instructions to leave us equipment, which we will see the result of in the second mission. The two guards here will give a settling remark eventually. They got really alerted here, or not really alerted, but they saw us quite well, so it'll take a few minutes for them to settle down. I'm not going to wait around for that, but it is what it is. Again, in my mind, not a bust. Not even to Supreme. So let's go ahead and enter the sewer area. Okay. This place might look a little bit like a maze, but once you've gotten it mapped out once or twice, if you've gone through the entire area, it's not too difficult to figure out. There's not much in here. There's a single spider right over in this area, I think. Yeah, there you see him. It's a small red one. Let's see, where do we have to go? I think we have to go this way. Let me check this out. I'm not sure if this is actually the way I should go. No. I just told you guys that it's not too difficult to find your way around here, but it can be. I haven't played this mission for a few weeks now, so I might be down here. No, no. No, that's not it. The sewers has 2 routes that take you into Murkbell. One that takes you into a prison cell in the police fort. We don't want to go that way. And there's another way that takes you through the sewers and has you emerge just in the streets through a manhole. That's where we want to go. I think that is right here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track now. Good. Good, good, good. Yes, this is it. This is it. You can see the ladder in the distance. It's the only ladder in the sewer, so if you find it, you're on the right place. Okay. So this guard makes another scripted walk over to the barrels where he checks them out and walks back. Doesn't give any alerts, so it's not a bust, anything. There we go. Let's pick up our rock and move on. Close the manhole. Okay. Okay. We need this. Over here.
Looks like it's nothing.
I'd like to avoid that settling remark if I can. I think I can.
Probably just the wind.
Okay, that might actually be...
Probably just the wind. False alarm, I guess.
Okay. So he gives the settling remark there. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. He's positioned differently than what he is usually. The guy behind the gate, not this closest guy. So I don't know if there's anything I can do. I don't really care too much because I don't consider that supreme busts. So I'll leave him with the settling remark. That's fine. He might give an extra one now. I want to mantle over here. There we go. Okay, so I got one settling remark from him, but I've already gotten settling remarks from those, even though I didn't actually hear them when I met Basso. You cannot avoid that. It's out in the open. There's lightning going off every 10-20 seconds or so. There's another guard over there in the distance. You also want to make sure that you can avoid as many settling remarks from him as you can, so that's why I'm going pretty slowly here through the shadows. There, now we're out of sight from him. I'll leave this rubble right here. These pedestrians don't alert. That bum doesn't alert as well. I want to head in there and take a piece of loot. Which I think is right here. Yeah. Lucky coins worth 2. Total 1,400. Remember, 12 plus 200. Okay. There is a noblewoman patrolling through here somewhere. Not really sure where she is right now. But she has a purse that I want to pick, so I'm going to go ahead and try to find her. I'm going to go ahead and run around here a little bit to see where she is. There she is. Okay. She is supposed to come through here. She has a purse with only 3 gold, but still, gold is gold. Okay, she's on her way up now. She is there. Purse worth 3, total 1203. Alright, this crate we're also going to need. Put that over here, and there's one more crate that we're going to need that I'll pick up afterwards, but it's further down in the west area of Murkbell where the noblewoman was. Instead, now I'm going to hit the fort. So, the guards at the front here as well also give settling remarks. I just want to try to avoid that as much as I can. There are 2 doors here entering the fort. We can pick either one of them. I find that the best one to enter is this. So I'm going to do that. So this door is pickable, but it is assigned to a key that we can find inside. So we have to relock that door later. There we go. Save it there, I guess. So the fort is divided into 2 floors. There's not much down here at the base level. This guy's sleeping, by the way. This is the prison level. There are a couple of prisoners. I don't know if that guy's dead or just sleeping. Little girl here. There's a set of keys that will open all the prison cell doors. Here, as you can see, this grate is probable, which means that we can go down there, but the intended way is to get up there. That's actually the second way to reach Murkbell through the sewers. The problem is that if you get this way, you have to get the keys, unlock the door from the inside, and then return the keys, and when you do, this guy wakes up. So you can't go that way for Supreme, at least, because you have to return the keys. There's also a coin in here that I'll show you. We're going to have to end up skipping this coin, because again, you can't return the keys. At least I think it's in this cell. Let's see. There you go. I think it's worth a single gold. Yeah, 1 gold. So, but when we end up returning the keys, this guy wakes up. So, we can't do that. So that's 1 more gold that we have to skip. That's the last one. That makes 26 gold total skipped. So it is what it is. Again, it's only 1, but instead, we're going to head up to the next floor. There's only 1 more floor. This key we need. This is the fort key. There are 2 such keys that both will lock and unlock the door up here. We got to be a little careful. Let's see.
Hey, I think I saw something over.
Okay. We got to head left. That's a pretty safe way to move around. I'll try to get up a little quicker. Okay. There's 3 broadheads in that chest.
If anyone's there, come on out here.
Let me just go ahead and check to see if
Where'd
anyone's
you come
stuck. Okay. He is stuck. That's the guy that normally is stuck. Okay. I think we can deal with him though, because he's positioned at an angle that is actually beneficial to us. So let's go ahead and see. I think we can deal with this. Okay, if we head up here, we're pretty safe. The 1 guard occasionally comes up here, but we're pretty dark. Let's see, he might actually be on his way up here now. Okay. Oh, the lightning gave me away. Man, I did not anticipate that. He has a random patrol route, so he might turn or go back or go a different route at several points throughout his route. So we might just have to try this a couple of times. Alright, we were definitely screwed there. That 1 guard being stuck can play to our benefit. The way he's angled now, I actually think he will be benefiting us in some way. This spot right here, between this wooden pillar and the wall, is actually a safe spot. I think it's a perfect shadow. That patroller can actually end up passing us without detecting us, without even a first alert. Okay. So let's get our bearings here. So this archer, this female archer, has 2 spots. She will be positioned over here and where she is now, and she'll stay there for quite a while and then patrol in between each time, you know, every minute, 2 minutes or so. She has a key, the same key that we just got, so we don't need it, and she has 3 broadheads. So she has 2 pickpockets if you're counting and maximizing those. I only pick up loot if I can help it. I want to prevent picking up anything I don't need.
Is it just me, or did someone move?
Alright, that isn't a perfect shadow, but it's close to it.
I've got some.
She didn't first alert there, so I wondered if something was wrong. Okay, here is a coin pair worth 20, I think. No, only 2. Total 1205. Or actually 1405, because we have the 200 separate loot. Lieutenant Below, if there was a relic in the shrine, it is gone now. A witness from the Whitman mansion claims to have seen an altercation below the house that left 2 downwinders dead. The same witness said a woman and a man entered an adjacent apartment after the altercation. We searched it, but it had already been cleared out before dawn. The apartment was let to someone who signed the bill under the name Miss Portia M. Lexus, undoubtedly an alias. Tell the Cardinal the relic is still unsecured. It seems he has already made arrangements if we fail to locate either of the thieves, but between you and me I'd rather not appear inconsequential before His Holiness. Double the watch at the gate to Lampfire Hills. Nothing gets in or out, not even rats. I want these taffers found. So the Cardinal here is Cardinal Alcandor, which will be one of the main actors in the next mission. If we go up here, we can get another piece of loot. This is a very, very tough one to find, even if you know where it is. See, here it is. If it's not highlighted, it's completely camouflaged. So another coin pair, this time worth 20. Total 1425. I'm going to wait for that guard to at least show himself so I know where he is. Okay. The guy that's stuck also has a... Oh, there he is. Has a tendency to flip this light switch on and off. I think even this one right here. But now since he's stuck, he's not going to do that. Oh, he's not stuck now. Did I just free him? I think I did. Okay, that actually is... That's pretty good because that makes it realistic. Alright. So we just freed him by, probably just by a quick save, quick load. So then we can take the piece of loot over here. Another pair of coins. I'm going to make it a real save. Worth 10 and total 1435. Okay, now the last guard you see to the front, he has a key that we need. He also has broadheads, we don't need those. And there's a silver nugget in the chest behind him. Now we have to Squeeze around here to the left.
Just rats again.
Oh, he saw me. Okay. That's not the way to do it. So you see he has 3 facing angles. He faces west, south, and east. So my plan here is wait for him to face...
Show yourself and report.
As you can see, this is a very, very difficult area to get through without a single first alert, but I'm going to do that. I have to, otherwise I'm not supreming the mission. There we go. I think he's going to end up flipping the switch now.
Thought I saw.
There you go.
Is someone there?
Okay, I was just pretty lucky to get through this area before he flipped the switch. So I could hear the first alert. There's something wrong with the sound propagating through that archway, I think. Come on, buddy, I need you to turn. East or west, please. Anything but south. Of course, that's how you're positioned now. Okay, this seems to be a pretty safe spot right now. We're out of the light, and we're out of the purview. We're out of the window. But we can't move past the window, I'm assuming. Let me try.
Let's see how you.
No, we cannot. So there are 2 more pieces of loot. There's a chest behind that guard, like I said, and there's a chest, 2 chests over in the bedroom. One of them has loot. The other is empty, I think. And then there is a main office where there are no guards, but we have to get in there and get the loot and find a secret way to open the safe. And there's a few things to do in there.
Hey,
Something there?
look there.
Okay, that was just bad timing. So this place is just a matter of being a little bit patient, knowing the patrol routes and the spots that should keep you safe. And just waiting for the right time to move. Just time the patrollers, time the lights going on and off. Like now.
Huh? What was that?
I might actually be able to get to that chest and his key from the other side, from the east, instead of here from the south. It seems like this area is more trafficated than it is over there. I think I'm going to go ahead and try that once she leaves. But that guy still cannot be facing south. Okay, lights off, that's good. But he is eventually going to come over here. This is not a perfect shadow, so he's going to catch me then. Okay, I'm going to quick save here, even though it might not be a perfect shadow. I have a real save from over here, so I can easily go back if I need to. I want to try to get in here if I can.
Hold it there!
There. I think the lights go on in here too at a certain point in time, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I'm in big trouble right now.
Paperwork. Seeing things.
Yeah, that was not a good idea. Did that guy just get stuck? He sure did.
Hey, where'd you come from?
You gotta be kidding me. Okay, well we can't have that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna...
Come on out here, son. Better not be the sergeant checking up on me.
Thought I saw something.
Did he just get stuck now? No, you can't be serious.
What? Hold still! It'll hurt less.
Okay, I don't know if he actually got stuck. He's just walking into that beam there. They just met at exactly the wrong point. That might not be such a big deal. I don't know. It looks like he's actually going to free himself. I'm going to wait it out and see. Wow, this fort is taking longer than I thought. So this video might actually end up being longer than first anticipated. Let's see. I've got my real save, so I can always go back to it if I need to.
Heads are gonna roll now.
I want a piece of you.
So he saw me.
That you?
No, this isn't gonna work. I'm gonna have to figure out something else. I can't go in that way. I have to go over to the beds, just like I did before. I gotta head over there.
Better not be the sergeant checking up on me.
If I can get behind that pillar.
Something there?
Oh.
My eyes on the tapper with a bright area filling out reports. He's gonna be sorry his mother ever taught him how to read.
This looks more favorable in my opinion. Now we only have to wait for her and then head over to the bedroom. I don't know why I didn't think of that to begin with. I had to go over here anyway for the loot, but to even attempt to go in this way with the torch there and everything, passing the windows, bad planning. Good, turn the lights off. Thank you. Wow, now this guy is coming. Okay, I think we're good now. I didn't hear any alerts.
Speak up.
Now this guy is headed over here. He's going to turn on the lights again. And then we're probably screwed. As long as the lights are off, it's not a problem to move around in here, of course. But as soon as somebody turns those on... Ah, yeah. Okay, she needs to leave first, and then we can take that piece of loot. Okay, I'm at least happy about this situation.
I don't like the looks of that.
Except for that, I should have gone a little bit quicker. Okay, good. I just made it. He didn't make it first alert. He's going to turn the lights on, but then he is going to leave south. And now that guy comes in here. Okay. Can I do something with this? Can I use that situation? Yeah. Okay. That archer, the stationary archer, has a scripted walk that he makes once you get close to the main office. He's supposed to check it out, I guess. Maybe I can try to prevent that from triggering. Okay, there it triggered. I might be able to stay out of view of that first guard.
What's that?
Now he saw me. I'm just gonna go a little slower. Okay, maybe we're good here. Not sure. Okay, he's got to be facing west. Once he does, we can go in there, snatch his key, snatch the loot, and hope for...
Someone there?
Oh, wow, he was bobbing in and out of view. I was too close. Okay, well, now I got a plan, at least. There's just enough time here to do this. There. Good, he went the other way. Perfect. I don't know if we can do it like this. I don't think so. He's got to face west for at least 10 seconds or so. Because we can still get caught by people through that doorway. And even up here.
Something moved.
Okay, well this is just a little bit ridiculous. He has 3 facing angles and he chooses not to face the way that I need him to face at all. That's when you think the dark engine is kind of working against you.
Something there.
Was just a little bit too close to the edge on that one. Now I triggered the other archer. Can't have that. There we go.
I like seeing things I don't know.
Oh, and now she comes out. Well, how do we deal with that? We might just have to wait around here until she leaves. Okay, well next time I'm gonna save it when I'm waiting for that guy to turn.
Time to get a new pair of boots.
I think I'm gonna wait till we get a situation where the other guard that appears in the distance walks away from me. Then I'm gonna go ahead and save it, then head up and wait for the guard to turn. Because if we can have that guard turn quicker, then I have more time to get back and actually enter the office before that archer lady comes walking in here. We can't have her messing things up as well. Now they're both on their way. Okay, this is going to take a few trials, probably a couple of errors as well. Still triggered him.
Come on out here, son. Should have gotten out of noble guard duty. Pay's not as good, maybe, but by God, there were servants to take care of things proper.
I fear that he actually got stuck down there.
We got problems here.
No, he did not. He just took longer to get up. Okay, because if he didn't show up at all. So I thought that he, of course, had gotten stuck again.
Pay's not as good, maybe, but by
'Cause-
God, there were servants to take care of things proper.
That's the last thing I can have happen is him getting stuck in the stairs because I have to go back down there. Okay, I have to have him walk away, like I said.
Guess it's a quiet
There are so many variables here that have to work at the same time that this is probably going to be a spot of annotation. Okay, well I'm gonna try it now.
Come on out here, son.
Now he chose to walk all the way over here. There's a randomization spot there at the top of the stairs. He might actually end up walking all the way over here. I didn't know that.
What's that?
Ay, 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 ay. This is how it is, folks. Supreme ghosting. It's not for everyone. Not for everyone.
someone there?
Okay, he was facing the wrong way.
Come on out here.
Oh my goodness. Now the other guy. There's just such a fine line there between not triggering that archer and not getting seen. And now I can tell that I'm trying to speed it up here, which is never a good idea.
Come on out here.
Man, now he catches me every time. He didn't catch me at all before. And now it looks like he's on his way all the way over here. How wonderful.
Come on out here.
Oh, I'm starting to reconsider whether this is actually a good method.
Servants to take care of things properly.
You know what? See if I can hide behind the bedpost, actually. That might be a better idea.
Something there.
If anyone's there, come on out here.
I guess it's a quiet shift after all.
I don't think that'll work, you see.
I don't like the looks of... Not again.
This is possible, I know. I've done it before. Last time I did it, that guy was stuck where we saw him stuck earlier. And that left everything much, much easier. Because you didn't have to deal with him. But now it's more realistic, which is what I want. Yes. That is exactly what we want. He turned around and headed back down. Now we just have to wait for this guy to turn and grab his key and the loot.
Something moved there.
Oh no! What?
No, quiet now.
I went a little bit too
I'm
fast.
Sure it was nothing.
That would have been enough time too, because she headed down here just now. So we should be good here.
Dogs are killing me.
Now, once we grab his key, we have to head into the office. But once we do, he's going to start his patrol into the office and do a little check. So we have to hide in there as quickly as soon as we get in there. There's a place to hide as well that is meant from the designer's point of view. I just got to make sure that he turns a little bit quicker here. Okay, we're in business. No, wait, what? I am an idiot. No, I made a huge mistake. Because what I did, I thought he had the key that was specific for the door. No, he does not. He only has another copy of the fort key.
Stop!
Which... Yeah, we can get out of this. Okay. I thought he had the key that was specific for this door, but we could have used the key that we took downstairs. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna... Okay, nobody saw me there. Alright. Flip the switch, then move behind the statue, hide in this corner, and we're good. There, okay. What I meant earlier was that we didn't need his fort key. So I picked it up even though that was completely unnecessary. So, and I thought that I was screwed because I couldn't return it to his feet where he was standing because that would alert him. But we can return it here. Because that's a part of his patrol route. That's allowed. I'm not going to go back to the real save here. This is not a bust. Keeping it with us is an unnecessary pickup. That would be a bust, but we can return it to his patrol path, which is what we just did. And we still have a key to be able to leave. Okay, good. Now back here is another key for the safe. Once we open the safe, we actually get loot, which you didn't see. A stack of gold coins worth 50 total. So we have a total of 1702, which is what we should have. 1502, sorry. 1502, which is what we should have. Okay, I didn't know that he came in here one more time. He didn't catch us, so we're good. So we got a stack of gold coins. We also got a scroll that will read and return. Constable Barton, I'm displeased with your lackluster results. The Larlock Society lies in ruin, yet you have failed to produce the Grail. Is one party-crashing thief and his strumpet too difficult to track down, even with all the manpower you possess? Need I remind you that money is not an object? Alas, Gary, I think your usefulness has come to an end. A certain pawn shop has brought me better information than all your soldiers. Good night, Gary. Rest in peace. Cardinal Alcindor. So we're going to return that, and we can't return it inside the safe, so let's just return it to the top. Close the safe. We can't relock it because the key disappeared. Let's read this as well. Your Eminence, I beg of you, from the shadow of your exceeding good grace, please grant me one more day. I will have your deathly grail before the sun sets again. I have news, Your Eminence. As one might guess, it was not a randy trollop and a common thief who laid Calendra to rest. Lieutenant Billow's undercover agents have assured us the girl involved is a keeper. Worse yet, her companion belongs to no guild, but passes as a legend whispered by guildmasters. A self-styled king of thieves. Some even say he has infernal powers bestowed on him by the keepers or the trickster himself. Others claim he has wings. A crow in the night, Your Eminence. He has vanished in the face of well-orchestrated police measures aimed not only at his person, but his very lair. Always he eludes the city's elite security forces and continues to divest. Divest Dayport's banks of all manner of diamonds and lucre. Rumor has it he once passed through Cragscleft prison under broad daylight and full guard. With all due respect, Your Eminence, even veteran burglars speak of him with reverence. Such a trait, I need not remind you, is possessed of very few thieves. This Garrett has no peer among his fellows. I beseech you again, lend me one more day. I will lay a foolproof trap for this Taffer, and the Grail of the Dead will be yours. On your mercy, Constable Barton. Interesting. Okay, so again, we cannot return the key. So we can put the statue back. We can unlock this door. And we gotta wait for that woman to wander off. Okay, that was a hairy situation, but I don't think that we got any alerts.
Dogs are killing me.
Who's there? Speak up! You now!
And now he comes back, okay. Yes. Okay, now it's locked. So I locked it and then fobbed it back open. I can return the this key here. Okay, it's good enough. There, it's locked. Finally. Oh, that was a lot of work. More than I anticipated.
Always so tired now. Can't remember when I had the ducks.
Okay, let's get back to business here. So I've left my two objects here. I'm going to pick up one more crate and then mantle over that wall. That's, again, in order to avoid a settling remark, so I try to minimize those always. Alright, so fort is done. We basically just went in there to take loot, and we should have, at this point, 1502. Yeah, 1302 plus 200 for the diamond. no, that was... Oh, that was the archer up on top of the gate. And I got another settling remark from him. Save it here. Yeah, he has another scripted patrol once I enter that area, so I'm gonna move over here real quick. I want to try to eliminate these settling remarks, so... Move over like that first. Save.
What?
I don't know what just happened there. Okay. That crate. There. Let's see if I actually can... Oh yeah. I want to read this one as well. Reward, lost cat. See Brom Grenadine at the back of Black Tie. We already read that. By order of Cardinal Alkindor, Murkbell district will be closed to traffic today and tomorrow. All citizens are advised to hear the Cardinal's decree and abide the quarantine until its expiration. Murkbell precinct is well known for its highly skilled officers, and the recent criminal activities in the district have already been squelched. All that remains is to find the culprits and put them to death. Cardinal Alkindor is certainly these miscreants' activities will not inconvenience the good citizens of the city past tomorrow night. Thank you for your submissive obedience and your continued humility as a common but useful peasant in the Cardinal's good grace, Alkindor the Just. So, past tomorrow night, if you guys have played the upcoming missions, you know there's something very special going to happen the next night. So, the citizens of Murkbell obviously doesn't know that. So, I just wanted to show you that's a neat little reference. Okay. mantle up here, and then we can even mantle up like that. There we go. So there's one piece of loot in the cemetery that I want. We can get it by entering the gate, but we have to pass that guard over there. Or we have to pass the guard that we saw when we entered the fort. Now that will require us to take a settling remark, which I don't want, or at least I want to minimize it. So instead, we still have to take a settling remark when we leave the cemetery, but I can avoid it going in by doing this. Stack the rubble piece and 2 crates. You can mantle over the wall here without taking damage, dropping down. There. Good. So now we're actually right above Arkhyn's tomb. Touch not this plug of stone, sealed for time against unspeakable evil. So that's the stone he's talking about. If we flip that, the grave will pull aside, and we will see Arkhyn's tomb from above. So if we had flipped the stone down in the tomb itself, if you remember that, the panel would have opened and those rocks would have fallen down. And we could emerge this way. So this is the 4th entrance into Murkbell. Remember, we have 2 ways from the sewers. One that we used, one that would emerge in the prison. We can go over the gate, and we can go up through here. There's one more way into Murkbell that I'll show you later. There. Grab that nugget, silver nugget, worth 50, total 1552. So the walls are too high to actually mantle back out here. So we have to use the intended route to go back out, which is this gate. We have to pick the lock, which is not lockable, or you can't lock it back up. There's no key for it. And you can't even close the gate. But that's not a bust to Supreme, because if you can't close it, it's not required to. So now we'll emerge. Now we are... This is the cemetery. So we're coming out right here. This underground alley here, underneath the fort, is where you have one stationed police officer. The other one is over here. So I choose to sneak back this way now. So we're going to take a settling remark from that guy, but we would have taken 2. One going in, one coming out, if we hadn't stacked those objects there. So anyway, that's the way I play. I want to minimize those kind of things. Might seem a little tedious to you guys, but hey, what can I say? So that's the guard by the fort, right? So we don't have to take any settling remarks from him. But we do have to pass this guy. There's no way to get past him without taking another settling remark. So I'm not even going to try. So I'm just going to run out here. And I'm not going to wait around for it, but I know he's going to give one, so let's just count that as 1. I think that makes it 4 in total. And that is all the loot on this side of town. All the loot on the Murkbell side. So I'm going to go ahead and start hauling these crates over to the Lampfire side. I don't think there's an easy way to do that. So I'm going to just have to do that manually. We're going to have to take them through the sewers.
Exciting as I thought.
Okay, he gives a settling remark there as well, so we're going to have to avoid that one.
Probably just the wind.
Wow, so we're going to take yet another one? I don't know why he's stationed out there this way. He never used to. Okay. If I can push that barrel out of the way a little bit more. I don't know if I can, actually. I can try. Okay. I want to try to push that barrel out of the way so that I don't have to take all those stupid settling remarks from that guard. There, I think I got it now.
Get the sheriff to spray with better uniform. Things make us look like stupid little pottery figures. Never going to impress the ladies this way.
There. Excellent. Okay. I didn't get a single settling remark there, so I've only gotten... Let's tally them up. We got one from the female archer and the Lampfire side guard when we talked to Basso. We got one more from the Lampfire side guard when we left the manhole the first time we entered Murkbell. And we got one now when leaving the cemetery. So we've gotten 4 settling remarks total. I like to keep count of those, although they don't go against Supreme in my opinion. And I shouldn't have to take any more. Should not. And now he's going to make his little patrol again, which is fine. That's definitely not a bust. We just got to make sure that when we end the mission on this side, we push that barrel back. So I'm doing this just to avoid another settling remark from that guard in the distance. I don't think that he can see me, even if the lightning goes off, as long as I'm just crouching like this. You see another glitch with that guard. For every time he makes the little patrol, he gets stationed closer and closer to the manhole. So if we do this too many times, he's going to start giving settling remarks because we're too close when we leave. But I think the setup I've gotten right now will work. Once I manage to push that barrel out of the way, I'm free to enter and leave as easily as possible. Now remember, we have to bring the 2 crates back to this side of Murkbell. We have to place them back exactly where we found them. The rubble we can leave outside of Arkhyn's tomb, because that's where we found that. This is pretty heavy, so it's slower to move with. Okay, the only way to move with the rubble against the flow is to make sure that you're walking on the bottom. It's still pretty difficult. The crates are easy to move. The rubble is a little bit more troublesome, but that's all good. There. So I'm going to bring them all over here, I think, and then take them one-on-one to where I need them. So these 3 objects we need to get into flat 2A. Like I explained earlier, you can do that by using the barrel in the street and extend the stack on top of it. And that way we can get a total of 27 more loot. That might not sound like a lot, but getting as much as you can for Supreme is my goal always, and if it adds extra challenges, that's just fun. I like to feel that I've gotten the absolute maximum that I possibly can within the Supreme rules. If I feel I've done that, I feel I've completed the mission as well as I possibly can. Okay. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and bring the rubble first. That's the most difficult part. I'm going to go ahead and make a real save. I haven't done that for a while. Okay. Ooh, I don't like that, but I don't think there's anyone that can hear me. Alright. The only ones we have to worry about are the two guards. I think one of them just went through the... to the... I don't really know what happened there. There's one of them, okay. No settling remark? I'm good. Go ahead and leave this rubble right here, and then go fetch the other crates. This is going very smoothly. Bad timing. I don't know where the other guy is. He might be stuck down in the alley by Mercedes' apartment. Not stuck, but... You know, the dark engine shuts down the... Oh, she gets stuck here sometimes. I always like to free her up when she does. Come on, woman. What I was going to say was that the engine obviously shuts off patrols if you're too far away. And when you do, you might not see that patroller for a long, long time until you actually get back to that area. So we might actually luck out and not have to worry about that guard at all. Because we're not going to head down to that area again. Alright, so this is the last crate. Okay, so it's stacking time. Let's grab the rubble first. Okay.
Oh, you stink. Quit loitering around.
Okay. So here we are. So if we start stacking here, I don't consider this a bust. There's the guard. There's one rule in the Supreme rules that says it's number 7 that talks about stacking of objects. You cannot stack boxes to gain access to an area when your stack is on the patrol path of an AI. If it can be done in a shadowed area off a patrol path or even in direct light where no one is patrolling, that is fine. But all boxes must be put back in their original location. So, I was just going to test something out here. So, a patrol path of an AI... There, we can do it, okay. Okay. Good. Patrol path of an AI, it all depends on what you define that as. I mean, this is considering patrol paths of enemies that react to you. The only guy that reacts to us in any way are the 2 guards that go through here, and they only do so through settling remarks. So they're not really enemies. They're not even alerting to things like this right now. Plus, on top of the barrel, I feel it's far enough away from the actual patrol route since it's in the corner here. So I'm okay with this. Okay. The guy you can hear walking up here is a thief, and I don't want to drop that piece of rubble when he's stationed in the hallway right here. So I'm trying to time it so that I won't get an alert from him. He alerts normally, so he'll give a first alert if he hears something, but he didn't there. I just wasn't 100% sure. So you see that their route is right here, close to that little tower. There. Okay, that's a good placement for that rock. I can leave the rock there. I can actually mantle up the rock with the crates. But I gotta bring both crates with me. So I'll have to put one like that. And then Okay, there we have it. I need the other crate there as well. Oh. Didn't even save it. Okay, this might be a little fiddly, but I will get up there. It's not that difficult of a stack, really. As far as I can remember, at least. The problem is we got to reach both crates. We can't do that right now. I think the rubble piece is a little bit taller than the crate. That might be why. There. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see if we can do this. The actual jump itself is pretty difficult, but this might take a few tries. Oh, there I had it. I just let it go accidentally. There we go. That wasn't that difficult at all. Perfect. Okay, now let me get my bearings on where this thief is.
Feel lucky tonight. Once I get out of work here.
There he is. Okay. So that's his stationed. I'm going to reload, obviously. That's how he's stationed for quite a long time. When he starts patrolling again, he's going to come down here, turn around, and we have to be out of the way when he turns around, otherwise he'll catch us. He's going to go back. He's going to go through the door, make a little loop into that room, to the end of the room and back, and then get stationed again like this. So we have to wait until he, like I said, comes down here, makes a turn, and then we can move on. It seems like all the patrollers here are stuck closer to the gate, so we don't have to worry about that. Here, however, is a piece of loot. A ring, if you can see it. It's worth 20. Total 1572. And there's only 2 more pieces of loot left. The thief inside has a healing potion, by the way, if you are into pickpockets.
I should be.
Okay, here he comes.
I should be in a game or something.
Okay, I thought I was going to see him, but I didn't, so we're safe at least. Okay, I'd like to move enough to see, because I got to follow him pretty closely here. There.
Thought I saw something.
Okay. Wow, there's a lightning strike there that is badly timed. So he gives the first alert, so we can't have that, so...
You! Hey, I'm talking.
Yeah, that lightning strike is so badly timed.
Feel lucky tonight. Once I get out of work here.
Let's hope that we can get through it without needing to have that happen.
Hey, I'm gonna make
So we can't step on the tile,
Feel lucky tonight.
you.
and we can't do that. There's a lot of things we can't do.
Hey, what?
Hey,
Okay, you can see the healing potion lighting up, so if you want that, he's got it. Okay, let's see if we can get through this.
What was that?
you. What are you looking?
Wow. I don't know if that's predetermined, that lightning strike to actually happen right then.
What was that? Something.
Get out of here.
Okay. I might have to wait another round.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll have to wait another round.
Get used to working side by side with women.
I'm gonna keep the door open there for now, at least. That is not what I intended. So now he's back at his station, I believe. Now I can't see him from here, but I'm just going to go ahead and wait. I also got to make sure that I close the door when I leave. I've left that open now. That just makes it easier for us. So in the room that we're headed into now, there is an apple on a table, and there is a plate worth 5 that we're going to have to take. And we're going to have to leave the room through a window at the opposite side before the thief comes back. But he's stationed quite a long time here, so we should have plenty of time to do that. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Now the lightning came a little bit later. There's the apple, there's the plate. And that's the door that we needed the key from the guard downstairs to enter, so we can't enter that. Mantle up here. And move across to the other side, close the window, open this window. And then move down here carefully. Okay, we're safe. And we can see the thief on the other side there. And the sleeping guard you hear is the one that I showed you early on in the mission. And he has a stack of copper coins next to him that we have to skip for Supreme. A very strange thing that I want to show you right now, which yeah, in my mind is very, very odd. The last pickpocket in this mission you can't get because it's on an archer that patrols way down here. This is an alley. You see, there he is. This is an alley that you can't get to. And if I'm going to show you on the map where it is, it would be right here. It will be between Murkbell and Mercedes' apartment. It's in here. But there's no... You can... I can go ahead and try to do it now. I've done it before. You can actually drop... Oops, I don't want to do that. He might have first alerted without me knowing. I'm going to real save here. I'm going to just show you that you can actually get down there if you drop down so you land on top of the guard. There, like that.
What did I see there?
And he has the last pickpocket.
Just the jitters, I guess. Phew.
Seems
This
quiet
is
enough
kind of
now.
a closed
Oh,
off
well.
section that I don't really know why is here. It's,
Turn around!
guess just a strange area that maybe the designer forgot to remove, or there might be many reasons for why it's there. Added feel of an added section of the city, maybe. I don't know. Here's our last piece of loot. Coins beside the toilet. Worth 2. Total 1579. That's maximum amount of loot for Supreme. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we need. There's one more thing I want to show you here. Through this door is a guard. He has a key. That key opens the door, the brown door on the other side here. Key disappears, so you don't have to return that if you take it. And up here is an attic with, I think there is a, yeah, an invisibility potion if you are collecting objects. And there's also a window that you can open that takes you out to the area overlooking the barn on Murkbell. So this is the 5th and last way into Murkbell. However, I would not take this route for Supreme because it requires picking up the key, which strictly speaking isn't necessary, because you can take the sewage route instead. Plus, you can't get back up there because you don't have rope arrows accessible in this mission. So I'm going to go ahead and reload and focus on ending the mission. Okay, this is perfect timing. We're going to drop down here, close or softly. Close the window, we close that window. Now we got to wait for him to walk down there. Once he does, we got to follow him, and then he'll turn to his right so we can evade him on the left-hand side. And then we got to remember to close the door. I gotta say, it is very tempting to snatch this healing potion. It just looks so delicious.
Gonna get used to working side by side with
But
women.
supreme rules are supreme
Running from
rules.
Women on the guard these days. So,
Picking up anything unnecessary is not according to that mode spirit. Here we go.
Oh, you got trouble now.
Oh, he turns left now. He never does that. Okay. There we go. Good. If you drop down and land on this sloped section of the tower, you're not going to take any damage. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put these back here real quick. And then I'm going to start hauling back the items, starting with the boulder. Or the rubble, the rock, the stone, piece of the mountain, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I think I saw both guards over by the gate, so we should be good. This we found right here, correct? Right in that bush. And we don't have anything else in our inventory. Oh, the valuable old tome. We have to return that. Yes. Wow, I'm happy I looked through my inventory. Nothing else we have to return. The archer's on his way. Okay. There. That should be good. You can't really replace it the way it was. It's kind of half floating in midair. I think that's as close as we can get it. No, we definitely want it to lay down. There. That's good. Okay. Now we returned everything except for the 2 crates. Let's get those. Take those back with us, and then we're going to head for our room, and we should be done.
Like it's
Yeah, I thought she saw me. I don't want that last settling remark right there. Fine, I'll get out of your way. No excuse me, no pardon me, no nothing. Okay then. Alright, last time through Lampfire. We're going to spend our entire next mission in Murkbell, so... It's a lot easier going this way because you're going with the current. Oh, I don't want that. I can probably push it almost all the way over there just in a throw. I don't want to go over there just now, just because that'll trigger the patrol of that guard. There. That's what I want.
Oh, well.
Okay, he saw me when he was about to get stationed.
I want to know who came up with this stupid idea of
Really?
no drinking on duty. About the only thing that makes a cold watch go faster is a nice bottle.
Well, now I might have a problem here. This is so annoying. How did this happen? How did this happen? Oh.
Getting tired of going after these poor slobs. Didn't do much but be hungry. When do we go after real God?
I'm gonna try to free him up.
Last time I cleared up those cesspools of filthy taverns, I really love them to buyers, so quick food as soon as they look at you. And flies, I think that's the best thing for them.
There we go. Okay. Oh, good.
What?
Oh, great. That was her. There.
with the stupid idea of no drinking on duty. About the only thing that makes a cold one go faster is a nice bottle.
Okay, gotta push the barrel back. Approximately where I found it. There, I think that's about right. Yep. Mantle up it. Mantle up the fence. Up here. And then all we need to do is return this crate and head to our room, and we are done. There. Just to make sure I don't get another settling remark from the guard in the distance, I'm gonna sneak over to the door here. So this is the black dye. Here.
You're soaked.
I want your back room, the one that overlooks the factory.
No problem. Here's your key. That's 12 gold.
So we got to get the key, even though there was a ching there, and we didn't lose any loot based on that. Okay, open the door. The key doesn't disappear, so we have to return the key. But we still got to lock the door, so block it. And then I'm going to go back down and return the key. This is a little bit silly, but it's just to be able to stick to the supreme rules. Close the door. Very good. Back here we can see Mercedes. Oh no. There she is. Okay. Knew she was there. So that's the second place in the mission you can see her. Okay, fob the bed and we are done. All right, there we go. Successful Supreme Ghost of A Meeting with Basso. Total time 1 hour, 57 minutes, 31 seconds. Found 1579 loot out of 1605. That's 26 gold less than what you can get in the mission. We had to skip 2 gold in a stack of copper coins outside of flat 2A. You get a first alert when picking the lock on the entry door to get the key to enter the flat. So we had to skip those loot. We had to skip a total of 23 loot in the tombs, 1 statuette when triggering a trap, which is not allowed following the supreme rules, and also 3 pieces of loot worth 1 each in the tomb of the Lich. Also getting there requires triggering a trap, which is not allowed. And we also had to skip 1 coin worth 1 gold in a prison cell in the fort. So that is not allowed as well. Because when you take the key to get into the cell, you have to return the key, which makes the guard. So that's a total of 26 loot skipped. Pockets picked 5. The pockets that we picked were all... no, they were not all loot. They were 4 purses and 1 key that we shouldn't have picked from the archer in the fort. But I returned it on his patrol route, so we're good there. Locks picked 8. We had the door to Mercedes we picked. We picked the chest in the top of the Murkbell gate to get the gold nugget. We picked 3 doors in the tomb. We picked a chest with gold, with the gold key in the tomb. and we picked the entry door to the fort, which we relocked later, and we picked the gate to the cemetery when exiting. We took a total of, I believe, 4 settling remarks. 2 from the Murkbell guards, or on the Lampfire side when we met Basso. We took 1 more from the same guard, the male guard, when we entered Murkbell for the first time. And we took 1 settling remark from the guard outside the cemetery when leaving the cemetery. Backstab 0, knockouts 5, damage dealt 0, damage taken 0, healing taken 0. Innocents killed none and others killed 0. Iron Beast destroyed 0, disabled 0, secrets found 0 out of 0. Campaign total, time so far 1 hour 57 minutes 31 seconds, loot so far 1579, and total damage dealt 0 and received 0. So there you have it, a successful Supreme Ghost of A Meeting with Basso. You can Perfect Thief this mission if you want to. Triggering traps is not illegal for regular ghosts. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed the ride. I will see you back here for probably my favorite mission of all time, Midnight in Murkbell. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it as much as I am. Thank you for watching and have a good night. Bye-bye.